Hi guys, this is Alexis from Reflections of a Bookaholic, and I'm here with another Plan With Me. This is my spread from last week using a kit from Crafts by Towie. It's baby themed, and I used it because it was the week of the baby's baby dedication. This week I'm planning for the week of May 31st through June 6th, and I'm using this lovely kit from Miss+Meow. This is my first time, I think, using a kit with her as Miss+Meow. The last time I used a kit from her, it was when she was Miss Regina Laughs, I think. I think this is my first time using her under the new branding and the new style. I do start off by putting in the frame of the spread, which I consider to be the bottom washi, the date covers with the date dots, the sidebar, and for now, putting down the full boxes where I want them in the middle of the spread. And also, lately, I've been following the trend of decorating the top or the date covers. I never really looked at it as in decorating the date covers. I looked at it more as decorating the space above the date covers, and sometimes it was very close to the date covers. But I have done a little bit of both. This week I don't do much in the way of decoration above the top. I didn't feel like it really fit what I had in mind. But I have done that in the past, and I think it looks great. I just didn't do that this week. So this week was following a very, very busy week of travel and just a disruption in schedules for me, just having the boys by myself instead of tag teaming with my husband. All of that was last week, and so we're entering this week where I'm just tired. I had a lot of fun traveling and seeing family and just kind of helping family and just doing whatever we need to do to be there for family. But this week I'm plenty tired. Luckily, Monday was a holiday, and so I got an extra day off this week. I wouldn't say that anything super memorable happened this week other than the fact that this week was the first week of Jacob's T-ball. So he finished flag football a couple weeks ago, and then we signed him up for T-ball, and this is his first year doing T-ball. This was the week of opening ceremonies, and he got his uniform and met his coach, and it was just kind of wonderful. This is our way of keeping him busy during the summer and also becoming more involved in our community, which is really important to me because that's how I grew up. It's not a goal of mine for my sons, because I have two now, which is, gosh, I feel like one kid is one thing, but when you have two, you're like definitely a grown up. Just a sidebar right there. It's not a goal of mine for my kids to be athletes or anything in particular. I just don't have this like vision of just what I want them to be, but I do want them to experience a lot of things so they can see what they're good at and see what they like and stay busy and out of trouble. So one of the things that I just want to point out right here is at the top I have those pink headers, and then as I go to put headers on top of the full boxes like I normally do, I realized that I didn't like how the color looked. So I did film it, but I ended up editing it out. So what I did was switch those headers. So the pink headers that were at the top were switched out for the orangish beige color, and I just kind of pulled everything up, put it back down, and I felt like those colors went together a lot better. So when I moved to the sidebar, they had these lovely, lovely headers in the kits. They were scalloped. I just put that above the Monday through Sunday tracker so I can track some grateful thoughts. And then I put down a habit trackers. I put down two. What I typically track, especially in my main planner, and I just move it over into this one, is I track that I'm still taking my prenatals because I'm breastfeeding, and I track my skincare. I did decorate a space towards the bottom because I wanted to put down a memorable moment. I do fill that in at the very end of the video, but that memorable moment is that we started T-ball this week. The floral at this part, at that spot, was from Sadie Stickers, as well as the garland at the top, and the deco on the side of that spot is from Honey Inked. So throughout this spread, I'm using the florals and the deco that came in this kit, but I also pull in a bit of the florals from Sadie Stickers and a lot of flourishes and deco from Honey Inked. And I have to say, for Honey Inked's summer release, I did get a lot of things. I don't think I did a haul of it. I did get a lot of things, but I was more reserved than I did previously, and I find that I really am running through it pretty quickly, and I'm kind of surprised by that. It's so tiny and it looks like a lot. It goes very far, but I do think for the next release, I won't be as conservative because I can use it literally in every spread. Moving to the Plan With Me, I just noted at the very top, and I used a Playdate sticker from Crafts by Tally, and I just noted that Jacob and the baby played together kind of by themselves in the what we call the man cave, and I thought it was really sweet, and I kind of left them alone. I kept an eye on them but left alone, and I noted it as a memorable moment because I think this is really the first time they were able to do that. I mean, as much as, you can play with, I think he's 8 months at this time, a 6-year-old can play with an 8-month-old. Moving through, it's Memorial Day. It was a pretty relaxed day. We tidied up. I had to pick up some diapers because even though we have a bunch, the baby grew out of his size at that time. And then I prepped a lot of food for the grill. We had some friends over and we watched the Upshaws on Netflix. I did make a Starbucks run, but I didn't have time for that on that day. Moving to Tuesday, I cut down a floral from Sadie Stickers. It's a really large floral, and I know that larger florals are harder to work with, but I really like them. I really feel like I can cut down them into smaller parts and just angles that work for me. So I just put down the Hello June sticker. I think that's from Rose Colored Days. And then I put down that scalloped circle from the kit to note that we had a child advocates meeting. That deco is from Honey Inked, and that laptop icon is from the kit. The deco that I'm using from Honey Inked this week is actually pretty much from the freebie. I think it's Rachel's freebie, and I was really lazy and didn't want to pull out the individual sheets, so I pretty much just used her deco sheet and it worked. Her freebie sheet, and it worked just fine. I had a few things that I wanted to put down this week, so I kind of spaced everything out so I could see what it looked like and then filled it in after the fact. At the very bottom, I did use a TV sticker from Crafts by Tally, and I used a lettering sticker from Melissa's Craft Shop just to note that I was missing watching Hamilton. I mean, we listened to it frequently, but I miss watching it, so I did watch it on Disney Plus that day. I noted some stuff that I did for work, and then I used that slide playground sticker from Crafts by Tally, another icon from her, to note that we went to Mandola's, and that ended in an ER visit. Jacob is just fine, but we are not strangers to the ER, and it is what it is, but he's just fine. Moving to Wednesday, I started off by using a script sticker from Melissa's Craft Shop to note that I nursed the baby. And then I put down a layering sticker, and that calendar sticker is from Samantha May Sticks. And I just noted that I had a Zoom mediation that day. I didn't like how I did that floral. I wish I would have just moved it up a little bit and framed the writing, but I didn't really notice it, or maybe at the time I didn't really know what to do with it, so I just wish I could have done something different. I also think that on this Wednesday, everything was a little cluttered, and I was trying to fit, I believe, too much in, and I knew this at the time. What I really should have done was move that half box down and just omit the pumping sesh, move the half box down, and then move the discovery request down, and then it wouldn't look so cluttered. For Thursday, I start off by cutting down some floral deco. I just cut it in half and then put it down, and then I kind of gave it some pizzazz by using some deco from Honey Inked. And I do this several times throughout this spread. When I zoomed out, I wish that I would have been a little more methodical about where I did it so that it would be spread out in a way that it was more noticeable and at the same time provided some balance. And I feel like I'm being kind of critical about this spread, but I do really like how it turned out. It's just now I just have just different goals with these spreads, and I'm trying to kind of elevate my planning while still trying to do the impossible task of including all the things that I really want to include, which is an impossible balance because those two don't tend to go together. Like really pretty dainty planning and 5 million things, those are just really not great goals together, but I'm stubborn and that's what I want to do, and so I'm going to figure out a way to do it. At the bottom there, I did put down another scallop circle. I put down a floral sticker from the deco sheet and that cute little shoes. I thought those were so cute. It doesn't go with what I wrote in the circle, but I just wanted to put it there. I do end up moving it because I changed my mind and wanted to put it somewhere else. But then I put down another deco from the kit and it looked great as well. I put down the heart checklist and just jotted down a few things that I did that afternoon. I had some visits and got to have some family time and cuddles, and I got to hang out with Jacob. We don't have as much one-on-one time as we used to, but we definitely fit it in where we can. That cuddle play sticker is from Panda Bird Designs. It's a custom script, and I really love this custom. I see myself buying more in the future. So Friday started off pretty spectacularly. I start off by putting a mommy and baby sticker from Paper Char, and I just noted that we had a parent emergency. I literally texted my husband, who was working, on a Zoom call and was like, emergency alert, parent down, and he came up being like, what in the what? Like, what happened? So essentially, I have 2 boys. I am no stranger to, peeing pee-pees, wee-wees as we call them. And the baby peed everywhere. I mean, he really must have just kind of waited, like kind of held it all in out there the night. And at the very moment that I removed the diaper, he peed. Not a big deal. But this time he like peed, instead of peeing on the wall, which he normally does, he peed on me. Again, not a really big deal. But the diaper genie thing didn't have any lining in it. The diaper changer thing table was like soaking wet. The wipes container was empty. There was no like place to put clothes, like everything the way that it should have been to make these things just go smoothly. Everything was off kilter. Nothing was where it was supposed to be. I was literally dripping with pee, and I was just overwhelmed. And this never happens. I am a take charge person. I pride myself, but man, that was a little much. It was just a little much. So my husband comes in and he's like, what happened? And I kind of tell him. And so we kind of split up what we needed to do. The baby needed to go in the bathtub because that was just too much pee for him to recover from. I needed to take a shower. My husband was in the middle of a Zoom call. And so we just quickly had to like tag team and get it done. And then he just teased me for the rest of the weekend because I called for help. And I don't usually do that because it is just pee, but it was just the perfect storm. And yeah, it was a great start to the morning. But the rest of the day was great. I ended up meeting up with my brother and we all went to Cava. And yeah, that's it. So looking at the spread right now, I am on Saturday and I've just noted that it was opening ceremonies for T-ball, and I put down that baseball sticker, and that icon is from Crafts by Towie, of course, because she has an icon for everything. And I just noted that they had food, they had games, and they had an orientation. I really enjoyed myself, and I was just really impressed with the organization. I noted that we picked up groceries, and then Jacob had a play date with some friends that came over to play. And this was, us giving their parents a break as well. And then I didn't note it, but one of the big things that happened that day is we got our first robot. Like, we got a robot vacuum mop thing. I was really excited about it. I'd been trying to talk my husband to getting one forever, and he was adamant. He was very much against it. And then I think it was some sale, and I just got it. And so my husband wasn't too pleased when it arrived, but I was so excited. And so I set it up and I set it to going and kind of playing with it. And, spoiler alert, we ended up having to send that one back because the mop feature wasn't that great. And I'm so old because I am literally excited about this vacuum. We did send that one back and get another one. But by the time we settled in on our newer vacuum and mop that we got separately, my husband was pretty excited too. In fact, we got it just recently and he took it and set it up without me. And so I had to go under his account instead of my account. And I was, strangely not too happy about this because it was my thing. The robots were my thing, and he kind of took it over in his excitement. On Sunday, I just noted that we went to church. We tried True Food Kitchen, which was delicious. I had some errands to run. I did meal prep. And I went to the Apple store. We had some glorious family time, and I just used some icons from the kit to switch it up. Just to note that I tidied up, and I also edited and did a voiceover of a plan with me. So that's pretty much it for the week. As much as I complained about how I did various things, I really loved how this spread came out. It felt I felt more sure with what I want to do with things and the vision of things. And I had a lot of fun, which I think is the most important part. I do zoom out and show you the leftover stickers. I also do a vid wiggle. And funny enough, as usual, I do turn off the studio light so you can kind of see it in a more natural light. This kit looks kind of weird without the studio lights. But after I turned off the studio lights when I'm normally done, I realized that I didn't fill out the sidebar. And so I went ahead and did that on camera. So there's kind of like an after credits part on this particular video. So, stay tuned. Other than that, that's it for this spread. If you like what you see, please give it a thumbs up. Comment below with just what you think and how's your week been. I would love to hear about it. And consider subscribing. I would love to see you. And that's it. I'll see you next week. Thanks. Bye.